Okay, this is what the draft is going to look like when you enter the draft. This is a mock draft, meaning this is just like a pretend draft where people can practice. You see that anybody that has auto over their name means the computer is picking for them. So when you get to the draft, this is a 10-player draft, I pick third. So I pick third here, and then it will go all the way through to 10, and then go backwards from 10, so the same team that picked 10th will also pick 11th, all the way back, and I'll pick third to last in the second round. If you fail to pick a player, the top player up here will be the one that is drafted for you. So if you run out of time, that's the draft that's going to pick for you. If you want to look at, let's say you want to look at quarterbacks, who's left a quarterback, you can click on position and change to QB, and this will show you all the quarterbacks who are left. Or if you want to check the running backs, same thing, or wide receivers, go back to positions. If you want to see what they did last year, this shows you the points that they scored last year. Back to this year. The first column, well, the first column is their bye week. That is the week that they're not playing. This is the thing they're expected to get. And these are the different categories. So it's my turn, so I will pick Travis Kelce. It does not matter. Again, this is just a mock draft. If you're looking at RA, that's rushing attempts, that's going to be for primarily your running backs and then rushing yards. And you can scroll over and get to your receptions. That's about how many receptions they're expected to get and their reception yards. And if you go back to the first categories, let me pull up quarterbacks so you can see them again. You have your passes complete and passes attempt. Again, these are all just projections. And then their passing yards they're expected to get. Again, over here is their fantasy points. You can click fantasy points and it'll put everybody in order from fantasy points, which is going to be a bunch of quarterbacks at first. If you want to look at, if you're looking at, let's say you click on running backs and you want to see who has the most rushing attempts, click rushing attempts, and it'll put it in order from their projected rushing attempts or rushing yards. So you can look at your players that way. Just don't forget to go back. If you want to click on rank, that'll put them back in their rank for running backs. Just don't forget once you're done researching to go back to all positions so that you can see all the positions. You can even click up here, and this will show the players who have already been drafted, so you can see the players that have been drafted against the players that you are still looking at. As you draft the players, the first player I drafted was a tight end. It'll fill my tight end slot. The first two running backs you draft will go into running backs 1 and 2, just like your first wide receivers will go in wide receiver 1 and 2. The flex player will be the next running back, wide receiver, or tight end. So you start 2 running backs, 2 wide ends, 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and then the flex could be any tight end, running back, or wide receiver of your choice for that week. The first quarterback I draft will go up here for quarterback, defense, kicker, and then you have your bench positions. That'll be everybody else you draft through the 16 rounds of the draft. You can only have 4 quarterbacks. I have 0 of 4. 8 running backs, 8 wide receivers, 3 tight ends, 3 kickers, 3 defenses. Though you don't want more than 2 defenses, you probably don't want more than 1 kicker. So I'm just going to grab I grab a running back, but we'll see here if I'm researching, I'm looking up my running back, I'm trying to think, I'm checking out my rushing attempts, I want to see who's got the most rushing yards. What did they do last year? I want to go back and look at this last year. Maybe I want to see the bye week. If I wait too long, it's just going to draft for me the top player. Now notice I've been put on auto pick. So if you are still drafting and you want to pick the next player, you need to go click disable auto pick so the next round it won't automatically pick for you. And that's pretty much all you need to know for the draft that is coming up. Just make sure to reset to all positions each time you're done doing your research for your position, and that will make sure that you don't miss out on certain players. All right. Good luck, everybody.